Hello, beautiful people of the internet. How are you doing today? My name is Jackie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today in this video, we are going to be playing another round of my TBR game, Scrabble Picks My TBR. If this is your first time watching my TBR game, first of all, welcome. Secondly, I will link a video in the card up above explaining the rules. It is a pretty simple game. Basically, every month I spell 5 words in a game of Scrabble, and those 5 words act as my 5 reading prompts for the month. If I successfully fill that prompt, I get to collect the points from the word, and when I reach 150 points, I get to reset my Scrabble board. So before we dive into my October TBR, how did I do last month? Not well. I think it was the worst month of my TBR game ever because I only read 3 of the books. Yeah, I read North and South. I read the Try a Chapter book I picked out, which was the first of the Charles Lennox mysteries. What was the third thing? No, I don't even remember. Oh, a book with 9 letters in the title. I did read The Island by Adrian McKinty. So I read those 3, but I didn't even start these 2. And these were the 2 prompts that were worth the most points. And I failed them both. So, going into my October TBR, I have 16 points. It's pitiful, isn't it? It's really bad. I did so badly last month. But we're gonna turn this around. I believe I can do it. And for my October TBR, I am not going to be overly ambitious. I am not gonna pick any long books. I am just going to try to read as many mysteries and thrillers as possible because I love mysteries and thrillers and I can get through them quickly. So that is our only goal here this month. Just get lots of easy books on the TBR. Let's dive into the picks. So this is what we had on the board at the end of last month, and these were the tiles that were still on my rack. I have 2 special tiles left in play, and now I just need to draw 3 letters to get the game started. W. C. R. So for my first word, I'm going to spell flower and read a book that has a flower on the cover. Or I guess I could do a flower in the title. So that is how many? There was a double word score. That's the only special square. So that's 5, 10, 11, 12 times 2 is 24. That's pretty good. First up, a book with a flower on the cover. For this prompt, I'm going to read Invisible Girl by Lisa Joel because this book has a rose on the cover. Like I said, this month I want to read mysteries and thrillers. I think I might make a reading vlog where I read 3 thrillers, so this worked out. This is a thriller following these 2 characters and also this family. So one of the main characters is a man named Owen. He is in his 30s. He's a virgin. He is living with his aunt at the moment. Doesn't have a lot going on for him in his life. And he ends up getting sucked into the online world of incel forums. For those of you who don't know, incel stands for involuntary celibacy, and incel groups are basically groups of single men who say very misogynistic things about women, basically complaining about, oh, women won't sleep with me, but I am a great guy, women are so yada yada yada. You get the picture. Not an online group you want to be a part of. Then across the street from Owen lives this family called the Fours family. The father in this family, Rowan Fours, is a therapist. The third main character is a young woman named Sapphire Maddox, and Sapphire has been in therapy with Rowan Fours for several years, and now at the end of their time together as patient and therapist, she is really struggling and doesn't want to lose him from her life. So she begins following him, watching him, and one night she ends up disappearing. And the last person to see Sapphire alive is Owen, who lives across the street. I honestly don't know much about this one. I haven't heard a lot of reviews for it. It came out a few years ago. However, it worked for the prompt and the vlog that I want to make, so I will probably be reading this in a future video in the coming month. Ow. H. E. Ooh. Z. Oh. So for this one, I'm going to use my special blank, which is worth 3 points. I'm going to spell check and check out a library book. So that is my next prompt. That's going to be, well, this is on the double letter. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 20. Another good one. Next, I just have to check out a library book. So I can really pick whatever I want here. And there was one book that I was kind of hoping I would be able to fit in this month, and I am so happy that I'm going to be able to. Now, it is a bit long, but I really want to read this. This book is Moonflower Murders by Anthony Horowitz. This is the second in the Susan Ryland series. It is the sequel to Magpie Murders. I really loved Magpie Murders. That is a mystery following editor Susan Ryland, and she is the editor for this famous author who writes a series of mysteries that are basically a clear nod to Hercule Poirot by Agatha Christie. And the author ends up dying. At the same time, Susan is editing the final book in his Atticus Pond series, and she realizes the book is missing an ending. It was a really good book, and I loved the book within a book format. After reading Magpie Murders, I knew there was a sequel, though I wasn't sure I wanted to read the sequel because I felt like Magpie Murders didn't need a sequel. I was satisfied with where it ended. But then I saw multiple people say Moonflower Murders is even better than Magpie Murders. And I gave Magpie Murders 4.5 stars. So if this book is even better than that one, it's gonna be amazing. So the basic premise of Moonflower Murders is Susan Ryland, the main character from the first book, is approached by someone who believes a recent murder is connected to one of the Atticus Pond novels. So they ask her for her help since she was able to solve the murder in the first book. I really wanted to read this book this month because the adaptation of Magpie Murders comes out in the United States this month on Masterpiece PBS. I am really excited to watch it. So I thought, why not read the sequel to Magpie Murders the month the adaptation comes out? I'm really happy with this pick. I D I I will spell cold. Now, I feel like there are multiple ways you could interpret this. You could say, go in cold, read a book you know nothing about. It could be a book set in a cold climate. It could be a book with a cold color palette on the cover. However, there is one particular book I would like to read this month that has snow on the cover. And snow is cold. I'm assuming the setting of the book is going to be cold. So I'm spelling this to achieve my desired result, basically. I already know what I'm gonna choose. Next, I spelled cold. And like I said, I spelled this prompt with a purpose. There was another book that I really wanted to read this month. I think it's about time I read this book because I've been wanting to read it for so long, and I feel like everybody has read it but me. Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. Like I said, this book has snow on the cover, so I'm assuming it's set in winter, and winter is cold. Therefore, it works. I have really enjoyed every Alice Feeney book I read so far, and that's why I am so excited to read this one. I even had someone at work tell me I needed to read this book, so people in real life are recommending it to me. I think it's about time I read it. I'm not entirely sure what exactly this book is about, to be honest. I know it follows a married couple named Adam and Amelia who go on a trip to Scotland to celebrate their 10th anniversary. But one of them is keeping a secret, and this trip they supposedly randomly won, actually it wasn't so random. One thing about this book that really intrigues me is the husband Adam has face blindness, which means that he cannot recognize faces, even the face of his own wife. That, to me, sounds really intriguing, and I want to know how that is going to play into the mystery. It sounds like it's going to be a fun read, and I am so happy I'm finally going to read this book. You will see this in my vlog with Invisible Girl as well. I might pick up a third thriller to read in that vlog. I am not sure. Do let me know in the comment section if you have any recommendations for a third book to read in that vlog. Any popular thrillers that I haven't read yet you would like to hear my thoughts on, do let me know down below. Blank. T. Another T. For this, I am going to spell, this is an R, pretty, and read a book with a pretty cover. Once again, I think I already know what I'm going to choose. I have an agenda this month, evidently. So this had the double letter score on the 1T, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, for a book with a pretty cover, I am going to read The 13 Problems by Agatha Christie. That is included in this edition of Miss Marple, the complete short stories, and I love these new editions of Miss Marple. I think they are so lovely. And I am going to spend too much of my money getting every book in the series in this edition because I'm just obsessed with them. I think they are all absolutely stunning. So The 13 Problems contains 13 interconnected short stories. The framing device being there is this group who call themselves the Tuesday at Night Club, and they all decide to share murder mystery and crime stories. That's all I really know about this, but I have read the first book in the Miss Marple series, so I am excited to continue. I also thought this would be a good choice for this month because since this is a short story collection, I am not going to make a standalone trying to solve Agatha Christie video about that, so I didn't want to pick a full novel. I wanted to save that for another month when I will have time to make one of those videos, because I had so much fun making my first trying to solve Agatha Christie video, and I want to do that again soon, but I don't think I'm going to have time this month, so that's why I picked this instead of one of the other Miss Marples. So the 13 stories I will be reading are The Tuesday Night Club, The Idle House of Astarte, Ingots of Gold, The Blood-Stained Pavement, Motive versus Opportunity, The Thumb Mark of St. Peter, The Blue Geranium, The Companion, The Four Suspects, A Christmas Tragedy, The Herb of Death, The Affair at the Bungalow, and Death by Drowning. So this is going on the TBR. I'm excited. T again. 3 T's in a row. I mean, I guess there are a lot of T's in here compared to other letters. J. H. E. I almost started spelling the word without the camera on. Yeah, this is the better place to spell it. There's multiple places I could spell this word, but this is the spot that I think it'll be worth the most. Ritz, and this has the double word score, so it will be 26 points. Finally, Ritz. Now, I don't know about you, but when I think of ostentatious glamour, the first book that comes to mind is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Now, I'm not going to read The Great Gatsby this month. I've already read The Great Gatsby twice. However, I'm going to read an unofficial sequel to The Great Gatsby, Beautiful Little Fools by Gillian Cantor. This is an unofficial Great Gatsby sequel that follows the women of the novel, Daisy, Jordan, and also Catherine, who is the sister of Myrtle Wilson. This book basically tells their stories. We learn more about their lives leading up to that fateful summer of 1922, and also, it deals with the investigation into the death of Jay Gatsby. A diamond hairpin was discovered next to his body, and so now the police are interviewing these 3 women to find out the truth of this eccentric millionaire's mysterious death. I don't know, I think this sounds so good. I do really like The Great Gatsby. It used to be my absolute favorite book. It's not anymore just because I've read so many books that I love more since then, but I do still have a special place in my heart for it. And when I heard the description of this book, immediately I was like, sign me up. It sounds like right up my alley, so this is going to be the final book on my October TBR. So this is what the board looks like currently, and these are the letters that I will be carrying over to next month's TBR. So everyone, that is it for my October TBR. Thank you so much for watching. Have you read any of these books on my October TBR? If so, do let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. Once again, if there is a particular mystery thriller you would like to see me read in that upcoming vlog with Invisible Girl and Rock, Paper, Scissors, do let me know in the comments. I will see if my library has any of your suggestions. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. I post new videos every single Wednesday and Sunday. My social media links are down below if you want to follow me on Tumblr, Instagram, or be my friend on Goodreads. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a glamorous rest of your day. Bye, and I'll see you next time.